Hey y'all, welcome to the Flip Flop Barnyard. My name is Jenna, and if you're new here, we are a large family of 11. We homestead and homeschool and cook from scratch. We raise a lot of our own food, but we also buy a lot of food in bulk. With that, we have a large pantry, and our large pantry has gotten to be a large disaster. It's time of year where we just kind of want to be outside and not really inside, and every time I come in my pantry, I get a little frustrated because it's so messy. It's kind of a disaster. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something about this today. And then I thought, I bet you guys would enjoy coming along with me. So here it is. It is quite the disaster. You can see we have a lot of 5-gallon buckets of bulk food, a lot of jars of stuff, just a lot of stuff in there. We have multiple shelves and none of them are organized. There are things in here that just shouldn't be in here. And the things that are in here that should be in here are not where they should be. They're in the wrong place. So, all of that being said, it's time for me to get to work, start organizing. I think I'm going to start by pulling out all my 5-gallon buckets, inventorying them, making a list of anything we're low on. I know I'm out of spelt. We grind our own wheat, and we really enjoy spelt. It's a little more expensive than hard wheat or soft wheat, but we're out of it. So I'm going to have to buy that. We go to a local Amish store about once a month, and I'll be going there at the beginning of next month. So I need to inventory what I need and just get this place cleaned up because it's a wreck. All right, I've got all that out of the floor except for those bags. That is part of a 50-pound bag of cocoa powder. We were buying so much cocoa powder because we have milk cows and goats, and these kids like chocolate milk and hot cocoa a lot. And it was like, you know what? Might as well buy it in bulk like we buy everything else because it's way cheaper in bulk than if you buy organic cocoa powder at the store. So we have that. I have a bag of wheat berries and then a bag of organic oats back there. I think I'm splitting those with a friend. I'm not sure, but I'm not ready to open those. I'm just going to kind of leave them tucked back there in the corner. So I need to go through all the shelves. I made a big mess out there with all that stuff. I'm going to sweep the floor, and then I'm going to start sorting all of the things in here and try to take everything out of here that doesn't actually belong in here. I'm like, this room has somewhat become a little bit of a catch-all, and I'm not sure how that happened, but it can't remain that way. So let's see what I can do next. I'm a little overwhelmed. It's like I look at the whole room and I'm like, this room is a wreck. But I decided instead of looking at the whole room, I'm just going to do a section. So these awesome shelves that Derek and the boys built, they built out of ash from the farm. An ash borer came through and killed out a lot of ash trees in this region, almost all of them. And so we had a lot of dead standing ash. And we have our table out there that they made with the ash and this really awesome shelf. Awesome shelf. But anyway, I'm just gonna start going through and I'm gonna clean everything, and I think I'll probably shift a lot of things in that direction and get what goes on this shelf here and then kind of do the same thing on that side, and then I'll tackle the other shelves. I'm not big on plastic, but these little plastic measuring cups, I think they came from Walmart, are really cheap, and they are perfect for scooping bulk food out of bins. So if you need to scoop out rice and you've got your 1 cup measuring cup right there, rice, wheat, whatever you're scooping that you get out by at least a cup at a time, these are handy dandy. I need to wash them all. They actually are supposed to stay inside of the bins that they belong in, but that never happens. They end up getting a lot. Like these measuring cups are for the kitchen only. I have some for dry goods that go in here. I don't like to use plastic with anything liquid. I just don't want to have any plastic leaching. So I will use it with my dry goods, but it kind of was supposed to help the kids differentiate between what belongs in the pantry versus what belongs in the kitchen. There's a lot of crossover. It's not working. So I have all these nice jars and things to organize to make things a lot easier, and you can see there's a lot of spillage, a lot of mess that happens in here. I'm actually just going to get the vacuum cleaner, our little DeWalt vacuum cleaner, and I'm going to come in here and vacuum up all of this mess because trying to wipe that would make a bigger mess, I do believe. So I'm just going to vacuum all that up and finish organizing this section. I'll organize this, and then I'll have to get my stool out to the top section, but it's getting there. It's going faster than I thought, so this is good. But I like to get these cheap little mats. I get them at Walmart or Hobby Lobby, and they're like less than $1. And I use them for my mixers, anything kind of heavy. This isn't really that heavy, but just anything like cumbersome or heavy in your kitchen. I just set it, and then I can slide it out and push it back in easily. For like my mixers, I slide them out when I want to use them, and I push them because I have upper cabinets, and so it's hard to get to the mixer, you know, under the upper cabinet. So these are really great little hack, kitchen hack, appliance hack. So I'm going to go ahead and start vacuuming off this counter. I also have a wet rag I've been starting to wipe things with, and we are making progress, friends. We're making progress. That's a whole lot better. That makes me feel good. There's just something very satisfying about having a space get clean and organized. You can see a lot of my canisters are actually low or empty, so after I finish cleaning everything, when I bring my bulk stuff back in, I will probably refill these canisters. And I need to work on the next shelf, but very pleased with how it's looking so far. That section looks pretty good. I'm going to start here. This really isn't too bad. Most of this is kind of where it's supposed to be. It just needs to be organized a little bit, so it's not too bad. Mostly over here we have spices. My sister-in-law got me this pretty cool little spice rack, which helped because our spices were just like thrown and they were taking over. There's still more than fits on the rack, but for the most part, they stay fairly organized. Like we have bacon cure. I don't know why this is down here. It's my salt and sugar for baking, curing bacon, our own bacon, and lemon balm that goes with my tea. That does not belong over here. It's looking pretty good. Push that back. I'm going to put this up here. And yes, I'm wearing very goofy looking slippers. I wasn't going to, but the floor needs to be swept. That's pretty grimy. It's got all this flour and stuff on it. So I am wearing my silly slippers. It is what it is. It's real life, y'all. All right, the shelves are organized. So I just got to refill all of the canisters at some point later, but as of right now, everything looks good, and I need to tackle these parts, which are actually the more dreadful parts. So gotta get to that, but it's going well. When you send your kids to clean the rooms and then you come in a little while later and they're sitting there just playing with all the things that they found that they've been missing for a while, it's kind of how it feels in here. I'm like, oh, I forgot about this. Oh, I forgot about that. I should be using this. And it's all just been like piled in and hidden. Yeah, this mess here is what's kind of overwhelming me. There's a lot of things here that aren't supposed to be here and things that should be here but don't really have a good place. They just need to be fixed and organized. I have a lot of herbs, and really I like to keep my herbs. I have a cabinet I call the apothecary cabinet. It's in my closet, so they really don't belong in here. Here's a pound of curry powder. We don't really make curry, but for some reason, at some point, I decided that I needed a pound of curry powder. So here we are. I also use sage. That we use a lot of sage because we use it for sausage. I also bought a pound of bay leaves one time. A pound of bay leaves comes in a bag the size of a pillow. I think that my entire childhood, my mom had one jar of bay leaves that she used, like my whole childhood. So I have a more than lifetime supply of bay leaves. I've decided that when each of my 9 children gets married, I'm going to give them each their own lifetime supply of bay leaves because I have enough. This is only half of them. There's another entire jar this size full of bay leaves somewhere. So yeah, I'm highly do not suggest buying bay leaves by the pound. You don't need that many bay leaves in your life. I mean, you might, but I don't. I have my cast iron down here and we use it. I don't use it as often as I used to because I have a flat top glass stove top and I'm kind of afraid to use it on there. I don't want to break my stove. You're not supposed to. I know some people do. I did actually break a glass stove top once with cast iron, so I don't really do that. But we do have outside, we have a propane stove that actually hooks to a propane tank. We use that for canning a lot, and just if we're cooking a lot, we use it. So I can use them outside that, but we make pizza a lot, and I have my cast iron pizza pans. I also have some cool things like my sad looking pie pans. And somehow in our moves, these just got thrown in a box, and I believe the box got left in a pole barn. But they're cast iron, so it's fine. They just obviously need some love, and I have not gotten to that. I found quite a few of my cast iron pieces in that. My tortilla press also needs some love, and I just have to take a day to season cast iron. I just haven't done it. Just need to do it. I really like these pie pans. I actually intended on using them this last holiday season, and I found them in this shape, and I was like, I'm not even going to worry about that right now. So I just use glass pans, which I have a lot of too. So it was fine. But yeah, I need to season my cast iron, but I do keep my pizza pans in here all the time because we make pizza usually we make pizza once a week. Emma makes the best pizza. And it used to be one of the more expensive meals. We didn't make it very often because we were buying organic mozzarella, which is very expensive. But since our cows are in heavy milk and we were making so much mozzarella, we didn't have to buy it. And that was like the most expensive ingredient. So we make a lot of pizza now. Excellent pizza. So you remember how I was saying that I'm finding things that I just want to kind of play with? If you have your own dairy animals and you get cream, you need one of these and a whole bunch of these. You put your cream in here. If you like your cream sweet, you can add a little organic powdered sugar. Shake it, shake it, shake it. You put your little cartridge, your canister in this part, and you have whipped cream, like instant ready to go whipped cream. It's pretty amazing. One of my favorite little toys. One of my other favorite things, I actually have 2 of these now. One has a shorter handle, are these massive 1-quart ladles. Derek picked me one up one time and I was like, what is this goofy thing? I mean, what am I going to do with that? And he's like, canning and whatever. And I use this all the time. Like in canning, it's amazing to fill your jars, but also in cheese making when you're dipping out whey and stuff like that. If you're a homesteader, get you a 1-quart ladle because you will not regret it. Something that I have not found a good bulk source for is chocolate chips that are soy free. I like this brand. It's the Field Day brand. I get them at our local grocery store. It's Earth Fare. They sell clean organic foods, and they're actually the least expensive organic chocolate chip that I have found, and they're my favorite. So I try to keep these well stocked in my pantry because I eat chocolate chip pancakes all the time. It's like my favorite thing. And I like chocolate chip cookies, and kids like chocolate chip granola bars, and chocolate chips are just really good. So I don't feel like my rolling pin belongs in the pantry. I feel like this belongs in the kitchen. Again, one of those things that snuck in here that doesn't belong. Wow. I'm gonna go put this in the kitchen now. think that's pretty good for that shelf for now. I'll probably move more things from the other shelf to it, but way better. Way, way much better. As my kids would say, way much better. All right, now to tackle the last one. So this shelf has things that do stay here. We have our Berkey. We don't use it all the time. Sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't. I just like to have it. And this is our dehydrator, which we use quite often. We use it to dehydrate food, obviously. And then we also use it as an incubator for yogurt. We can fit half-gallon jars, so we can do 2 or 3 gallons of yogurt at a time in here. And I have my bread proofer, which I use. It can also do yogurt. It can't fit half-gallon jars. We put quart jars in this when we do it. I don't really need it for yogurt anymore because I have this. And then I can proof bread in it, but my oven, we got a new oven when we moved in, and it has a bread proofer on it. So I probably could actually collapse this and store it for right now because I don't need it all the time. But I like to keep it safe because it's a nice piece of equipment to have on hand if you need it. So like on holidays and things when I'm doing a lot of things, or if I'm already using the oven and cooking and I can't use the bread proof part, then I can use it as a bread proofer. So I do like to keep it available. So it's here. So that stuff stays here. I'll show you something else that stays here that is just kind of thrown in here. You guys, have you ever seen a sadder crock pot than this? Let me just show you. Slow cooker. It's actually a crock pot brand, but let me set it down just so you can see. Here's the pot for it. I'm pretty sure I'm in dire need of a new slow cooker. Just look at that. So you can appreciate it in its fullness of it's been dropped one too many times, probably a few too many times. It no longer even fits in the bottom. It still cooks. We used to be able to cram it back in the bottom frame, but no longer can we do that. But it's still functional, so we're just going to keep using it and pretend like it's fine. But it does belong on this shelf because we use it probably at least once a week, if not more. So it needs to go on the shelf. All right, this shelf is much better. I'm going to go ahead and put the ice cream maker part in there for now. I've got the plastic container piece to it out there. I can bring that in and put in. And the ice cream stall, of course, needs to go with the ice cream maker because we need to know where everything is. Here's the crock pot that's seen its better day. Overall, this shelf looks a lot better. We have, I have a lot of vacuum seal bags here for our butter and cheese. And I have an antique butter churn that we found at an antique store for a really good deal. Usually they're like insanely expensive, and I don't guess these people knew what they had. And we got that for a really good deal. I think it was on our anniversary last year. And so I use it sometimes. It works really well, but I've found that my mixer does a really good job and works really fast, and it's easier to clean. So most of the time I don't use that unless I just have a lot of cream and I'm using both mixers, and then I'll go ahead and use that too. So I just get it all done at one time. But and then I have an antique back here also. Hand crank daisy butter churn, but it doesn't get used because it belonged to my great-grandparents, and then my grandparents had it and I inherited it, and so it's kind of a family heirloom. It could be cleaned up and used, but I don't want to break it. I'm going to finish and we'll bring in the bulk food back in here and we can see our before and after and be really proud of ourselves for persevering, pushing through, and getting this done. We did it. We got it done. The buckets are all back in. I have a couple over here that wouldn't fit just because I have bags. I don't usually have bags on the floor, but right now I do. Those bags will probably be moved pretty soon, and then I can fit these buckets over there. But we have a lot of stuff. I'm not going to refill all of these canisters right now because I'm pretty wiped out. I am going to refill my chocolate chips because chocolate chips, guys. Anyway, it's all nice and clean. These shelves over here look good. Much better. Everything's organized and neat and in its place. I mean, no matter how much we clean up, we still have a lot of stuff because there's a lot of us and we eat a lot of food. We cook a lot. So anyway, that looks a lot better. Thanks for hanging out with me while I did this, because this was a whole lot more fun with you guys here with me. If I had to do it by myself, it would be more boring. I would just be like, ugh. But I thought I would bring you with me, and it gave me the motivation to persevere and get it done. So I appreciate y'all for doing that. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a video. Give us a thumbs up so YouTube will know that you're enjoying this. And please comment below. Let me know what you think of my pantry, if you like it. If you don't like it or you don't want to be nice about it, don't comment. Just kidding. Let me know what kind of organization hacks and tricks you have for your pantry. If you have any ideas for mine that I could do to make it better than it is, that would be awesome. Just drop a comment below, and we'll catch you on the next video.